Before I begin, I would like to ask that the audience just turn around and wave to the camera. Which version of you are we getting today? She must be bipolar or have split personalities. You shouldn't make assumptions of people before you get to know them. Also, be careful of what you say and to whom you say it because you never know the short-term or long-term effect it could have on them. My name is DaVette Seals, but I prefer to be called LaShawn. Although LaShawn is my middle name, I like to think of it as my alter ego. I was born and raised in sunny South Dallas, which most people like to call the hood. At the age of 3, when my mom got married, we ended up moving to Lancaster. Man, that was a culture shock, moving from a predominantly all-black neighborhood to a predominantly all-white neighborhood. Growing up in Lancaster, I had a lot of friends. Most of them were white, and very few were black. I hung around mostly white kids, which naturally, I ended up acting like them. Little did I know the effect it would have on me later on in life. Fast forwarding to several years later, my mom ended up getting divorced and we ended up having to move back to South Dallas. I had no idea the backlash I would face from me being a black girl who, according to others, was a white girl trapped inside a black girl's body. I spoke and acted differently from the black kids in school. For you to understand why I am the way I am, I would like to share with you 4 objects that will give you a little bit more insight as to how it was for me growing up, which had an impact on my life to this day. The first object I chose is a chameleon, which represents me in the fact that I can adapt to any situation that I am in. To me, there isn't a such thing as acting white or acting black. It's just adjusting to your surroundings. DaVette is the so-called white version of myself, the goody-goody two-shoes who hangs out with the sedity or the in crowd. Then there's LaShawn, the so-called black version of myself, the bad girl who hangs out with the not-so-good kids. This brings me to my second object, which is a mirror that has been covered up with question marks, which reveals what I have kept hidden. There are days when I can look in the mirror and honestly say I do not know who I see when I look in the mirror, which is why it's covered up with a question mark. Some days I see a happy me, and there are other days I see a depressed me. On a good day, you will catch me laughing and smiling and interacting with others, while on a bad day, it's probably best that you steer clear. The mirror covered up with the question mark ties into my third object, which is a picture of an angry emoji, which represents how people see me as being angry, which I completely disagree with. It is assumed that I am angry because I don't walk around with a smile on my face all day, every day. People, not all people, but certain people in certain situations irritate me, and it shows in my facial expressions. You can tell when I am mad or when I have just come from shopping. That brings me to my fourth and final object, which is my credit card. I'm trying to cover up the number, which represents my love of shopping. I love to shop, and anyone that knows me, truly knows me, knows that you can almost always find me in someone's store. Shopping is my escape, my retail therapy. I don't have to deal with people questioning who I am, calling me white lady, or saying I talk proper. So now you have an idea about what it was like for me growing up and the effect it had and still has on me. Being a chameleon, being able to adapt to certain situations, looking in the mirror and not recognizing who is staring back at me, the angry emoji, and my facial expressions. Then my credit card, which is my love of shopping. Now going back to the beginning, let me answer the question for you. No, I am not bipolar and I do not have split personalities. Now the version you get of me depends on the type of day I am having and the situation I am in. Thank you for letting me share this with you, and I am eager to learn more about you.